Many viewers write about their breakfast, asking if it's the right one for them. Others write that they don't eat breakfast at all. And a third group writes that breakfast is not important or even harmful. But in reality, skipping breakfast is what's harmful. Therefore, I decided to make a video about why breakfast is the most important meal and what happens if you skip it. Watch till the end, so you don't miss the list of 5 products you shouldn't eat for breakfast. Perhaps these are the very products you love to eat. And I will tell you what my breakfast looks like. If we consider our digestive system as a stove, where there is a fire of digestion, then breakfast, as the first meal, is very important for igniting and maintaining the fire of digestion. And this affects the functioning of our body as a whole. From the perspective of Tibetan medicine, breakfast should be during the wind time. From 6 in the morning until 12 noon is considered wind time. From 12 noon to 6 in the evening is bile time. From 6 in the evening to midnight is phlegm time. And from midnight to 6 in the morning is the equilibrium time of the 3 humors. So breakfast should be during wind time. Then our wind kind of fans the digestive fire, and the digestive system starts working properly. If we have breakfast during this time, everything we eat gets burned well and doesn't remain in our body. And breakfast shouldn't be immediately after waking up. That is, you need to give your body 15 to 30 minutes to fully wake up. Right after waking up, you can drink a glass of warm water. So what happens in the morning hours to our body? Elevated levels of somatotropin hormone, which activates fat breakdown, higher insulin sensitivity. Little insulin is released. But if we even eat fast carbs for breakfast, due to insulin sensitivity, blood sugar levels won't rise. And you know that even a short-term increase in insulin can harm our blood vessels, even in people without diabetes. But I, as a doctor of Tibetan medicine, recommend giving preference to fats. From the perspective of Tibetan medicine, fats are the main product for breakfast. If you consume fats for breakfast, you have time to break them down, and fats provide long-lasting good energy. And there's a rule in Tibetan medicine. Those who don't eat fats for breakfast tend to have a good dinner. That is, during the day we work, move around, spend a lot of energy, and hunger catches us at a time when it's not very good to consume a lot of food. And if you eat fats for breakfast, you block this moment, and in the evening before bed, you won't feel like eating. What happens if you have an improper breakfast? As I already said, if you don't have breakfast or have an improper breakfast, you will want to have a good dinner. 2. You miss the time when you can eat sweets, simple carbs. Only during breakfast can you eat these products without much harm to your body. 3. Simple carbs at any other time harm your body, harm your metabolism, and of course, an improper breakfast is when we only eat sweets, only coffee with a cigarette, or when we drink water, then drink freshly squeezed fruit juice, and then some pastry or donut. These are improper breakfasts. From the perspective of Tibetan medicine, and in general from the perspective of metabolism and how our body works, breakfast is the main meal. You must understand that if you consider your body as a fire that needs constant fuel to keep burning, then breakfast is the main time when you need to add the right fuel. If we have an improper breakfast, then we gradually deplete the digestive fire. Depletion of the digestive fire will lead to visceral fat accumulation, meaning our internal organs will start getting fatty. On the one hand, you might not be eating anything substantial for breakfast, but on the other hand, at the same time, your organs are getting fatter. Also, if you have an improper breakfast, you'll snack throughout the day. You'll constantly feel hungry. You disrupt your body's biorhythms and mess up your metabolism. This also leads to its own consequences and destroys our health. In Tibetan medicine, and in general in any dietology, nutritiology, there is a golden rule. Eat 3 times a day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, without snacks. This keeps our metabolism in the correct mode and regulates, i.e., restores our biorhythms. 5 harmful products. The first product is porridge. Don't rush to write an angry comment. By porridge, I mean instant ones. I still advise you to eat whole grain cereals, buckwheat, pearl barley, oatmeal, oats, etc. Moreover, you don't need to cook whole grains for a long time. Don't overcook them. The longer you cook them, the higher the glycemic index becomes. You should eat slightly undercooked porridge. Instead of sugar, add clarified butter and some dried fruits to your porridge. Then you'll have the right porridge, which will be a source of carbohydrates, fats, and also fiber. But what I would like to say at the end is very important. From the perspective of Tibetan medicine, there are no bad products, there is unbalanced nutrition, and non-compliance with the daily energy balance. Always consider caloric content and daily caloric intake, and eat according to your lifestyle and energy expenditures. If you eat all the good products, rich in nutrients, natural, but do it at the wrong time when it's possible, and not in the quantity suitable for you, then all of this will be harmful. Stay healthy. Stay whole grain products. Contain a lot of fiber. The second product is coffee. Coffee on an empty stomach. I have nothing against coffee. This drink is very good, especially for our climate. I plan to make a video about coffee, but that's for another time. Overnight, bile accumulates in our gallbladder. If you drink coffee on an empty stomach, there is an immediate release of bile. If you do this constantly, gradually, you will develop reflux disease, reflux gastritis, meaning bile will be thrown into the stomach. But if you drink coffee after warm water, plus after drinking coffee, within 10 to 15 minutes you eat something, then everything will be fine. More about proper nutrition depending on dosha and a healthy lifestyle, you can learn in my health practice course. Link in the description. The third wrong product is freshly squeezed fruit juices. They cause a spike in blood glucose and suppress appetite. Most likely, if you drink freshly squeezed fruit juice before breakfast, you won't feel like eating anything. I'm not saying that freshly squeezed juices can't be had for breakfast, but if you have a habit of drinking them, then drink them after porridge. The fourth harmful product for breakfast is processed cheese, low-fat dairy, and fermented milk products, and condensed milk. These products should not be eaten for breakfast. Processed cheese contains a lot of phosphorus. Phosphorus blocks calcium absorption. Low-fat dairy products have no benefit, no nutrients. These are empty products. They shouldn't be consumed at all. Condensed milk, you understand, has a lot of sugar. And the fifth product. My least favorite products are processed meat, sausages, hot dogs, salami, etc. I think these are the most harmful products, containing many harmful substances, starting from nitrosamines, ending with various flavor enhancers and chemicals that are very harmful to our bodies. I think that excessive consumption of these products causes cancer. If you love sausages, such products, processed meat, then make them at home. At least you will know what goes into them. And as I promised, I will tell you what my breakfast looks like. First, I want to say that my breakfast looks a little scary. Many people, when I post my breakfast on Instagram, say how much you eat. You should consider that my breakfast comes after a 10-kilometer run, almost daily. Minimum 5, maximum 12 to 13 kilometers. And also, my daily active calorie expenditure is on average 2,500 to 3,000 kilocalories. Sometimes it reaches up to 6,000, but I have to replenish these calories. My breakfast looks roughly like this. I eat whole grain porridge, different kinds of porridge. One day it's pearl barley, the next day buckwheat, and I change it all the time. In the porridge, I put 5 tablespoons of clarified butter. And I really love ground chokeberry, so I also eat ground chokeberry. You can add 1 tablespoon of oil to your porridge. I eat ground chokeberry because I like it. And also, these are coarse particles that stimulate intestinal peristalsis. You can put flax seeds or chia seeds, whatever you like. Whatever doesn't dissolve, coarse particles that in the intestines begin to irritate the walls and stimulate peristalsis. Next, I eat an omelet or boiled eggs, differently prepared, but I don't really like eggs, so about 3 to 4 times a week I eat a cheesecake or cottage cheese casserole, or some sandwich made from whole grain bread plus cheese, something else, or even a sandwich with sour cream and with ground chokeberry too. I like that. And I always drink some juice, just not fruit juice. I drink either beet juice or celery juice, or mix celery with apple, or make a green mix of various greens. I really love this because it's a source of fiber. Fiber is food for our gut bacteria, and in general, after a workout, eating lots of greens and fiber helps the body recover quickly. There are also many antioxidants. I eat beets because I pursue a goal such as increasing nitric oxide. It's a gas that helps our blood vessels work better. And beets are a source of nitrates. They contain a lot of nitrates. But when I drink beet juice, gradually, slowly, not all at once, sipping it, mixing it with saliva, nitrates in the mouth turn into nitrites, and from nitrites in the stomach, nitric oxide is synthesized. I think so. I don't know. But it helps me, and I am always energetic, and I never skip breakfast. Sometimes, when I get tired of eggs, sandwiches, I can make something with whole grain bread, or crackers, or croutons, various things. I really love them. Smoked red fish, avocado, also very tasty. These are good sources of fats and fatty acids. In general, you should always try to diversify your diet and eat live foods rich in nutrients, minimize, and if possible, avoid empty products altogether. I never try to stuff my stomach with pastries and then suffer from various problems, starting with constipation, ending with insulin resistance, and so on.